Good morning, and I'm sorry for the downtrodden look, but I've just cut the grass and I'm in the middle of tidying up, and I thought it's been a while since I've done an in the garden. So seeing as actually there's some stuff has come and gone, but there's still a lot of stuff to see here. I'm working on my plum tree here, so I'll show you. I'll start off with that actually, because that's the reason I started doing this. So come on, I'll show you my plums. Ooh, mate run. And there we go. Look at this. Look at the crop I've got this year. It's incredible. Look, the tree is absolutely hanging with them. See them in the back, see them there. Look, they're even away up there. Look, there's a plum there, look. It's incredible the amount of plums I've got this year. Look, this tree is just absolutely... To say it's polluted with them is a bit of an understatement. But at the same time as well, the tree is under threat by green fly. Look at that. Now if I do that there, see them moving? Now look, there's Mr. Ant coming, look. Is he going to have a feed? I fucking hope he does. There's a couple of levins on there as well. Now there was actually one, I've been able to get my phone, and there was one right on here that had a green beetle kind of thing. And he's scarpered. So, but when you're seeing that kind of, oh there he is, look at that. So when you're seeing that amount of green fly, and look, this is what I'm doing, look, this is, see the leaves, look, I'm just cutting off the bud, look, there's another in there actually, look. So, if I hadn't done this, I probably would have lost a lot of my crop. So what else could I show you then? Well, I'll show you the leather I just fell over. Usually just start at this back bit here anyway. Now, this has been a bit of a disaster. This was there was 3 of these things here that come from bulbs, look. And they just, I had 2 healthy ones and a small one, mind it was a half. But there's my 2 healthy ones down to that. The half one I moved into here, and it did. Lavender though, that's been a lovely success. Same with the pansies, the wee daisies. But look at this, this was my cuttings. Look, I got a flower this year. Come on, fucking, look, there you go. Autofocus, typical iPhone, fucking garbage. Let's try that, see what goes on. There you are, look. See the wee bits of nectar for the bees to get. But, and this one here, look, it's starting to get some stuff, but hey, this is only their first year. And then the honeysuckle, look at it. I've just trimmed that back. This was the honeysuckle you asked us to leave, which I have. So that's thickening out nicely. And then my box hedges, look, the box hedges are starting to, well, they're starting to sprout. So, we're in here at a rhubarb corner. I've not got a fucking clue what this thing is. That'll hit a go. But again, this was out in all its glory. My Japanese acer, but look, I've got new growth coming through, right? And well, you can see that this is now dead, this is past, but it was this beautiful there was a pinkish light flower. I mean the Japonica doofer thing, that's coming through, that's starting to come back to life. This slow but sure, well, once this comes out, I think it'll either be mid to end of July, this will be into flower. Same with this rubbery thing. These are probably about, I would say, 2 of the most healthiest and successful plants I put in this garden. I bought a set of pruning trees now, so I'm going to actually wait to do something and try and reshape this tree. Oh, by the way, there's wee fucking plant things are along the bottom there. The good lady, I don't know what they are. I grew them for a seed, and that's what I've come to. Now this is going to come out nice as well, but again, I'm going to have to move this because look, it is just so close to my grass. This was just a wee bit of grass last year, and it's come out so lush. And look at this. Take that one there. Look. That is the first time I've ever seen this grass flower, so I decided to leave it. And the birdies have been in, like, they've been having a wee munch. Need to get that cleaned out. So what we've got here, potatoes. Look at potatoes. They've all come through. There's actually there's this, the shads there of, they're there now, so that's a way to get empty today, and I'll wait to see what kind of potatoes I get out of it. Look, that's my dead lemon tree, and there's the cutting. Look at that. Well, I suppose I should go that way with it. That's that was the two things I planted, but look, the lilies I think that are, and they're starting to get, look, there's heads on them. This one never grew as good, but look, again, it's getting heads into it. This I got for Father's Day last year, right, and it was in bloom, and I never threw it out. I trimmed it back a bit, I tidied it up and just left it there, and look what it's come to this year. How beautiful is that? The basket things, well, they're an absolute delight to look at. And look, my strawberries. I've had quite a few strawberries. They're still fruiting. Actually, look, there's a wee one hiding there at the back. Maybe I'll leave that sitting out. Maybe the birds will want to peck on that. This never come to much, so what I'll maybe have to do is just let this go its course. If you didn't weed them, the amount of weeds you get. There you go, look. See, there's a strasser. So it's not dead. Look, there's another flower as well. You've just got to keep maintaining them. But this was the one for here that was actually way over in the far corner there behind my other plum tree. Mind, it was getting smothered by the honeysuckle. So, but it's come back with a healthy leaf, so I haven't lost it. Same with this. I've had quite a bit of fruit off of this. It's been quite good, but it's not been perfect. So I think what I might do is next year get the long tubs. I'll come across a long tub someplace because I have got, oh, there they are. So see the long tubs up there with the flowers. I'll get another couple of them, and I think what I'll do is I'll put my strawberries into that. There's that, look at that, isn't that beautiful? Lovely bit of colour. My dead fuchsia, look at my dead fuchsia. It's bearing gifts of flower. Isn't that wonderful? And look at that. We've got a veggie patch here. I've got, this bit here is tomatoes and, sorry, not tomatoes. What am I talking about? Carrots. Carrots and onions. And look how healthy my carrots are. And my onions they're coming on great. Again, look, I don't know if I've buried them down too far, but yeah, I'm not caring. Oh, there's a carrot there, look. So that bit I'll probably not be able to eat, because now this is a wee trial here, right? So as you can see, look, see how they're red, look, there's a brown one there. I think these pots are maybe a bit too small for the carrots, but in saying that, I'm hoping I get wonky carrots. Now my chive, look at that, I've actually eaten that. So there you are, there, look, a bit of chive. Get that in your tatties. Talking about tatties, these are coming through as well, starting to flower. And this has been the only success I've had on peas. And if you look at it closely, I got one pod. That was it. Now there's peas are meant to be here as well, and there was some up the back. Peas have been a disaster this year. Marigolds have not. Livingston daisies. Now look at the Livingston daisies. Look at the colours in them. Aren't they a beautiful flower, eh? Last year I grew them by hand. This year my seeds never came out. But it's not all doom and gloom. Blueberries. Look at them. You recognise this plant? This was the dead plant. And look. Fruition is lovely. So we'll go in. I'll show you what I've been doing in the greenhouse. So, these are my peppers. They're coming on. And I'm going to empty this. I was actually hoping to grow tomatoes into this. Now there's a tomato plant. Look. Look how healthy a root that is. But it's getting strangulated in there, so it has to come out. This was a cutting off a bush. That's ready for planting. These are cuttings as well off of someone else. I just done them last week, so I'm not expecting onto them for a few weeks. But and these never. That was my angel wings. They haven't died, but they haven't grown, so I don't know what to do with them. Cucumber. I'm not sure, but these could be. I think that's a flower there actually. Right under there, I think that's a flower. Right. These things are still tiny, so this is the one I'm going to keep my eyes on just now to see if they come up. But my toms, they're doing well. And if you look closely, I have a tomato and a tomato. What else? There's one down there. There's a tomato. There's a tomato. So my tomatoes are starting to come through. I'm not abundant with fruit yet, but there is plenty of flowers coming through. They're getting watered and getting fed. Oh, I forgot about this. Look, there's another couple of cucumbers. And look. Now that is definitely a cucumber, and so is that. So there's 2 cucumbers starting on that already. So that's great. Spare plants as well. Look, another cutting for the lemon tree. And another couple of cucumbers. They're just going to get binned. It's an absolute shame, but nobody wanted them. But yeah, I'm going to see how I do well with this year with these things. I'm looking forward to. What did I say before? Oh, peppers. Fuck. I'm hoping to get peppers, because last year I did get peppers, but they didn't come to nothing. Look, this is what worries me. Look, they're healthy, then they shrivel, and there's some bastard been in here eating. Look. Fucking things. I'll keep my eyes on them. What's the worst that can happen? Oh, forgot about this. Look, my grapes. Again, no very successful. So, again, it's something to keep my eyes on. Actually, that soil's looking a wee bit dry at the edges there, so maybe put a bit more water into that. Look at my sweet peas. Hello, sweet pea. Isn't that beautiful, eh? Lovely flower on them. Yeah, so into the. Well, that's gone. The roadie come out. I think I showed you that the last time actually. Look, I was cutting the grass today, and it actually, look, see it? I actually cut that. That actually blew under the lawnmower when I was up there. I'm not believing it. But these, I'm going to be able to take these, and I believe it might rain today. If it does, the rain spoils it. But all you do is I keep deheading these, right? And I deheaded this just 2 days ago, and look at the amount of flowers that's come back onto them again. Again, look at my Livingston daisies. Oh, lovely colour, eh? I love these things. And then when the sun goes, they shut up at night and they go like that. Now I've tried a tomato plant outside as well. So this is one just getting put in this big pot here. And look, it's come bearing fruit, but it has not come. It's not come bearing. I can't see a tomato on it yet. But we've got flowering, so it is fruiting. But what hasn't been done is, I've not been at this and taken out the wee stalks that you're meant to. So see likes of that there, right? So see that shoot there? Right. That there, you're meant to pull that out, right? And that helps the plant come on. So I've got to go and do that, but that could be what the problem is. Look at the apples. Apples are just, oh. I'm going to get a good crop of these this year. Look, some of them have even started going red already. But they do get slightly, they grow to twice as says that. They're not a big Granny Smith sort of kind of thing. You know, they're not as big as that. But they are a good size of apple to eat, and they're very, very tasty. There's the fucking dead £25 olive tree. I never bothered moving it. But this has been an almighty success. So I've got my blend of my honeysuckle in the back here, but as you can see, the sweet peas have grown through it, and they're all coming to a flower. Isn't that? It's just wonderful, eh? Absolutely wonderful. And here's the what do you call it? This was my plum tree, which, well, it's a plumless tree, because I did have one plum on it, and it was about here someplace, but it must have fell off in the wind, because I can't see a plum. So I thought I was going to get at least one plum off it, but this year I got nothing. Now, bearing in mind, this plum tree, oh, look at that. See what I mean? Look. The greenfly is having a fucking field day on this. So, again, I'm just going to want to snip this back. There's nothing's going to come out of it this year. There's nothing to lose. But, wild raspberries. This was the first year for this plant, so to actually get that, I'm quite chuffed at that. But there you go. That's my strawberries in the ground. So, look, wee daisies, dead wee daisies. Bit of a bummer. So, I still haven't been able to show you this, if I took this down. I've got I should have the umbrella up and get it sitting. Come on, there'll be another video. Oh, this was the wee rose for the clipping. I transferred that for a box, and look, put it into this. And look at the head I've got on it. Well looking forward to seeing what that smells like. And my pear tree. Look at that. Now, I had quite a crop on this, right, but unfortunately I've lost quite a bit to wind damage. But there's still some good says. I only think I got about half a dozen off of this last year, so, but I did get a good crop. The wind's ruined it, but I can still, as you see, I'm still going to get some fruit from it. So there you go. Obviously the good lady's just stuck the wash in it, so I've not really got a good background for that for you. But before we shut off and say cheery bye, I have been working hard on my garage and workshop. There it is clean. There's the Bonnie, the new bike. I hope you've enjoyed watching the films of that. I definitely enjoyed making them, and I'm going to enjoy them even more, because once I start filming on the 360 camera, that'll be it. So, thank you for joining me on my journey through in the garden. Oh, before I go, look at this. This was just a wee bush I got for the professor next door. This is called the lamb's lug. No, it's not. The goat's beard, sorry. Right. Now, as you can see, there's actually a bee on him. See the wee bumblebee at the back here? The bees love this stuff. But I wasn't expecting this to fruit this year, because honestly, it was just a wee stick. I can't even show you how wee it was. It was just a totty wee thing when I planted it. But, look, there's the bee. Hello, Mr. Bee. It doesn't like focusing, does it? Come on, he's a lucky shot. Nah, never worked. But look at this. My blue thistle. How lovely is that looking, eh? Some success, some failures. I hope you've enjoyed this trip round the garden. Maybe even helps you to get out there and do a bit of weeding yourself, because I'll tell you what, it's now 2 hours I've been out here and my good lady's just brought out my lunch. I'm away to have that. Thanks for watching. Smash that like, mind and subscribe, blah blah blah. Keep your chin up. Till the next time, I'll see you.